Branding is great. The colors, styles, fonts, and layouts. But without a solid offer, you're just a fancy influencer. Popularity is nice and all, but we're here to make money. A big piece of your brand is going to be your main offer. Apple has the iPhone, Armani has a suit, Dell has a desktop, and you have? Let's go ahead and talk about it. If you've done the previous work of the competitive analysis, finding your unique selling proposition, and identifying your client's pain points, you should already have some kind of offer in mind. Now, let's work on solidifying that offer into something that can be sold and boxed and packaged. Now, this is the StoryBrand framework, originally built by Donald Miller. He has an excellent book called Building a Story Brand. Everything I do is StoryBrand. I love it. So go ahead and check out that book if you're interested, and let's get started. Number one, headline and tagline. Clearly communicate what you offer. For Investor Rep, Invest, Grow, Thrive, San Diego Multifamily Experts, notice that I did the first thing as what we do, and the second part is who we are. For Landlord Rep, I have turning your properties into prosperity, Chicago's choice for landlord representation. So, same thing, what we do at the top, who we are at the bottom. For Tenant Rep, I have your space, your future, Austin tenant representation. So if you have no clue what your headline should be, consult good old ChatGPT and ask it to think of some headlines for your type of business. It will come up with a variety of different options and you can go ahead and edit them. Identify the problem. Clarify the problem and empathize with them. Remember when we did the pain points earlier? Here's where we address that we understand those pain points and can help our clients avoid them. For example, investing can be risky business. Don't rely on novices. Big brokerages shove your listing through the same process they use for everything, regardless of property type, market conditions, or personal goals. So here we've addressed a pain point. It's scary to do business with newbies when there's so much money on the line. We've also addressed here that we understand and here's how we do things differently so our clients won't rely on junior agents and a huge brokerage to shove their investments into the big brokerage's process machine without any consideration to what their goals are. Basically, we understand your problem. Offer your service as a solution. So here's where we introduce your service as a solution to this problem. So, for example, we understand that achieving your unique goals isn't that simple. It takes individual research, planning, and action to optimize for your goals. Okay, here's where we're taking the pain point, a rigid process that doesn't suit the client or their property, and ensuring them that you have a process that takes their individual goals into consideration. The 3-step plan to solve their problem. So, your processes might actually be like a 20-step process, but what we're doing here is we're breaking them into three main categories. So, for example, here I have, we could break it down into the first step is see where you are. So, in this step would be, for instance, researching what properties they have today and the current conditions and what profitability they could see today. The second step could be plan for tomorrow. You'll strategize with your client to take them from where they are to where they want to be. The third step could be act now, where you will be working on optimization by adding properties, selling underperforming ones, or leasing the underperformers with high quality tenants. So you can really make this 3-step process anything you want. Mostly here, what we're trying to show is that you can get them from point A to point B without a huge complex process. We're not trying to impress them with how much we do. What we're doing here is we're showing them that working with us can be very simple and easy. Negative stakes. Here's where we want to remind them why they were looking for solutions in the first place. For example, don't suffer with a struggling real estate portfolio. Let us assist you in analyzing your current situations and make recommendations to increase your bottom line. We want to remind them that they came here because their portfolio is struggling and it needs action to improve its circumstances. Positive stakes. Here's where we remind them that your solution can solve their problem. For example, we don't just care about portfolios, we care about you. If you're looking to add to your investment portfolio, consolidate your properties into just the most profitable ones, fill your vacancies, or find a more profitable place for your business, we can help you take the next step. So remember that we need to paint a pretty picture of what it's going to look like on the other side of their struggle. But we also want to do this with real strategies, not just sort of promises with no actual strategies involved. Call to action. So here's where you're really going to ask yourself, what do I want potential clients to do? If you want them to schedule a call or Zoom, use a calendar system like Calendly.com, where they can schedule a meeting with you directly on your website without any back and forth. It's a wonderful option, and I personally highly recommend it. Or do you want them to call you directly? Or maybe you want them to fill an email form with some questions, or email or text you directly? Give yourself some time to really answer this question, as every call to action should be really exactly the same on every one of your marketing pieces, whether it's your flyers, your company brochure, or your website, or more. So make it easy for somebody to contact you, and don't make them work for it, or don't confuse them with a ton of different ways to contact you. Transitional calls to action. Not everyone is ready to schedule a call today. Many people might still be in the thinking about it stage when they come across you. In order to capture their information, what you really want to do is use a transitional call to action or freebies to get their information. Exchange valuable info for their contact information. It's the best way to keep in touch on the long run as well. When you're done telling your story with the StoryBrand framework, people will have a clear understanding of what you offer, what the problem it solves, and how it solves those problems. When you're done, you'll be selling more effectively. Now that you know how to structure your brand message, go through some of your marketing materials and make sure your message is clearly put together. Start with your company brochure and your website to ensure the biggest pieces of your branding have the messaging for your particular specialty. All right, so get out there and start messaging. I'll see you in the next video.